Dude, we just got like 3 callers. So let's get with our, let me find. All right. Again, trigger warning. This is live and we don't have a screener. All right. I can't see the name on this, but
Oh, James is a Christian.
lingering problems from deconversions. Hi, you're on with.
Hi.
Hi, who is this?
Hi.
This is Eve. I called like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah, Eve.
How are you?
Let's see.
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you.
How are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing okay. I just actually made a big move, so I'm getting through, but it's, it is what it is. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to talk about like lingering problems, because kind of like you were saying just now, Ethan, about like getting connected to like a bunch of atheists. I stopped believing in God when I was like probably 12 or so, but like I grew up in a super intense environment. And even though like I stopped believing so young, I still notice even now as like a 24-year-old, like I carry so many issues with me, like constant need to like people please. Like I mentioned in the chat earlier, like I've had nightmares like almost every night since I was like pretty little. I don't know, it's a crazy thing that like I can totally, when I'm in my waking life, ration through and logic through all of these problems and like cope really well. But still these things can linger for so long into your life.
Well, how are you doing overall? Is this a main thing that you're struggling with right now?
Yeah, I think I would say it's probably the source of, I think, the majority of my mental health issues.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know. It's funny because I think for a long time, well, it's not funny, but that's, I guess, a coping skill. For a long time, I remember talking about like saying that I'm pretty sure what made me so fucked up in the head was the religious environment I grew up in. And I remember people like kind of being like, oh, like, I think you're taking that too personally. Like, that's not what Christians do, kind of thing. And
I can't stand when people say that. That's so invalidating.
Yeah, I get why. I mean, they're kind of like conditioned, I guess, to respond that way. But yeah, like getting a good therapist and coming into the internet world has been kind of revolutionary for me to be like, oh my God, there's all these people who get what I've been through and understand that.
And they're incredibly supportive and they want to talk about it and they want to be there for you. Like there really is a great community out there. You just have to reach out.
Well, not even just one, there's several communities, and then they're all somewhat connected by other communities. And so you even if you find out that you don't fit in with one community, go find another one. There are more and they're growing. Gosh, like just watching there are people reaching out left and right. Oh my gosh, I just deconverted. People are thinking about this. We have free time. We have time to talk with each other and help each other and actually think about this kind of thing. And I think good things are happening and communities are growing. Yes. And we're watching this community grow. Like all of us are new. Almost everyone here is new.
I know I'm new.
I'm new.
No, you've got a little.
I've been an atheist for almost 2 years.
Okay. I have been an atheist since 2015. So check this out. I actually had to trace back. Okay, so there was a period of time where my like seizures and depression was so bad that my memory is just not there. So I couldn't pinpoint when I became an atheist. I knew it was like between 2014 and 2016. So I used my Facebook memories to determine when I became an atheist. So it was I remember like when it happened in my head, but I didn't actually remember the time frame. So 2015 is when I went to atheism.
What about you, Eve?
I think, well, like I said, I think I kind of stopped believing in God at least around like 12, but for like a long time, I really clung to like ideas about like the spirit, and I kind of was into like a lot of like new age, like woo-woo stuff for a while. I think I went through enough hard shit that by the time I got to like my 20s, I was kind of like, okay, I think this all just kind of seems like bullshit at this point. But I didn't really like think about it thoroughly enough to say I was an atheist. That's probably been more in the past like 2 years or so.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I'm probably about the same amount of time. This is like August, I became pro-life, and then like a month and a half later, I became an atheist because my sister had asked me. She was like, "Wait, so like when do you think a soul is like starts, or do you believe in a soul?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." But yeah.
I heard a good question recently, and that is, I forgot to take this comment off screen. Crap. Oh, what happens to your soul if you get cryogenically frozen? And I'd be very curious of what my theistic friends would say to that question.
Oh yeah, geez.
Wouldn't it just stay there?
Get cryogenically frozen in the spirit realm.
Or wouldn't you just say what it feels like?
I will say I would agree to get cryogenically frozen in the instance that there was a chance to be woken back up several years later. I mean, chances are it's a gigantic waste of money. Yeah, well, right now, the people that are doing it, unfortunately, it's shown that it's highly unlikely that it will actually work because the freezing process destroys the tissues, and when you bring them back, they essentially turn to mush or mush. So yeah, right now there really is no way to actually bring people back from being frozen.
I mean, when you think about meat, after you freeze meat, it's different.
Well, it is. They use a different type of way to freeze, and it's a really low temperature. But again, from everything I've read, that doesn't matter.
We'll have to look into that because I don't know. I don't know to really say anything.
Yeah.
And next week on the show,
no. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Eve, I'm curious. You say that you struggle with this kind of thing now. And it's been relatively recent since you've actually come to the atheist conclusion. And I'm curious if you've discovered meditation at all.
Oh yeah, actually, I feel like I developed kind of the skill of meditation when I was into my woo-woo phase. So that actually kind of worked out for me that way. But yeah, since kind of becoming more of like a science-based person, I found it extremely helpful. It's one of the I have to meditate at least probably once or twice a day usually. I'll catch myself like getting really like caught up in like shame cycles of like certain things and certain ideas, and I just have to like I'll notice more of the physical symptoms first usually, and I kind of have to just sit myself down and be like, okay, like let's analyze this, where it's coming from, like where are these physical sensations, and then just I try to do like some like self-compassion stuff too in my meditation, and usually within like 10 minutes or so, I can kind of at least get myself to where I feel like I'm grounded again, even if it's not like perfect. But yeah, meditation is a life-saving skill.
Do you mind if I ask how you meditate, like what you do specifically, just so that we can learn? Because we're learning that everybody does it so differently.
Yeah. Well, like I said, for me, like I definitely start when I notice like for example, if I get on like a shame spiral or something like that,
right.
I'll notice usually like a lot of heat in my chest and like my gut.
Okay.
So usually I try to notice like the physical sensations, like the couch on my ass or like the blanket over me or something. And I try to just really focus on the physical sensation and like really hone in on that, because I feel like that's the only thing that makes me mindful. I think if I go into my thoughts too hard, my brain just runs away with it. So I have to try to be really intent on focusing on like the physical of the here and now. And usually after some deep breathing and doing that for a while, eventually my mind will quiet down.
Have you heard of the love languages?
I'm sorry, the what?
I'm sorry, Eve, have you heard of the love languages?
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, totally.
If you don't mind me asking, which would you say is like your top one or two?
Ironically, I guess this kind of relates. I feel like you're getting onto something here. I've never noticed this. Yeah, physical touch is definitely my top love language.
Right. So I'm noticing it's the same for touch and sight, and I'm obsessed with colors. And what I do is I have to pay attention to colors. So I'm noticing this connection here that if you pay attention to your love language, like if you pet me, oh my goodness, pet my head. Literally just pet me and oh, okay. This is interesting.
It's almost like an exercise and like expressing love to yourself, I guess.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. Oh my God. Woo! So sorry, throughout life, I have these little...
Learn your love language. You got it.
Learn your love language. Do it to yourself when you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, and incorporate that in your meditation. So Ethan, do you mind if I ask, what's your love language?
I don't know.
Do you know what the love languages are?
No, I've heard of it, but I don't know what the love languages are.
Perfect example for us to talk about the love languages. Okay, so real quick, just so that we don't keep you for too long. Okay, so first there's no order. You can order them yourselves. There's expressing love, or there's the 5 ways that you feel loved. Okay, so say I love you, I can express it, and you'll feel like I love you when I tell you I love you, or if I do something for you, so acts of service. If I give you a hug, physical touch. All right. The telling I love you is words of affirmation. There's buying you a gift, right? If I were to chip in on lunch or something, or what was the other one?
I would say physical touch is mine. Like, but depending on the person, because I also don't like to be touched by random people. Like if someone comes up to me and try like just putting their hand on my shoulders, it's like, nope, don't do that. But if I'm comfortable with you, then yeah, just like rubbing, massaging, caressing, like all that stuff totally calms me down. Specifically, obviously if it's someone I'm in a relationship with, it's just like instant stress reliever for me.
Yeah. So maybe try to incorporate that. Like I have a body pillow and a weight blanket, and the weight blanket is fleece, so it's soft. And so I have to remember what the other love language is. There's words of affirmation. There's acts of service. There's touch, gifts. Oh, quality time. Spending time with someone, right? And so if you spend time really looking at these, because for the longest time, I thought that quality time was my love language. Turns out touch and acts of service for me are way higher than quality time, and I never knew it. And so now that I know how to express to my husband, oh my gosh, when you do the dishes for me when I come home, that means the world to me. If I know that about myself, I can tell him and all that. But even to bring it back to the topic for meditation, you can express it to yourself if you know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
We do have 2 other callers. So Eve, I do want to thank you very much for calling back in again.
Thank you for calling again, Eve. Yeah. You're awesome. And good luck with everything. And
you're welcome to call back anytime, Eve. You've been a pleasure.
I don't even know if we had time to help you.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Have we helped you at all?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, having a space among atheists to talk about mental health like this is so awesome. So helpful.
That's what we're trying to do.
Hey, we'll have to quarantine 5. Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or wait, you and I should be like this.
Guys.
Wait, there we go. Other way. Bam. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.